What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast. We talk about the latest and greatest in cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers. It's people of color who made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Tynes.
What's up? What's up?
And LeVon Maynard.
Welcome to the show.
What is going on? Happy Friday, everybody. This is the Friday episode, so we talk about everything else but cyber. We call it the weekly rundown, but definitely tune in throughout the week. This week on Monday, we talked about a fertility clinic being breached, people losing their PHI. On today's episode, we discuss just stats from last year about just how bad the internet is doing right now with cybersecurity. We talk about cybersecurity training, all that good stuff, cyber hygiene. It's a good episode. Wednesday, we discussed how CTOs are fearful of losing their jobs. That's why they're not disclosing breaches as frequently as they actually are happening, which is crazy because the stats are already bad. So how much worse are they? It's a pretty good discussion. And then no Ask SSP this week. I'm trying to get another one for next week. But here we are, weekly rundown. So how's everybody's week been?
Yeah, mine's been pretty good. I haven't been up to too much this week, really. Just been playing some games. Played some Halo. Played a little bit of Yakuza 5. Watched a little bit of One Piece and watched a little bit of Reacher. I'm only on episode 4 right now. Like just finished 4 today. But I got to finish it off. Another 4 more episodes. But it's been pretty good. Been pretty good so far. I'm still kind of surprised. Like it's not as much action as I thought would satiate Shannon. As I've watched, I was like, doesn't seem as much like action packed, that I figured that Shannon would be into. There's a lot of story, a lot of dialogue.
It's doing too much talking. I don't know.
Yeah. I was a little surprised.
Maybe that's on me. I do say that. I do say that. Y'all are not wrong in that I say that. That is very true. But I'm like, man, it seemed like it was enough though. But I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. There's plenty of like dialogue and like, I'm spending, here and there. I'm only, halfway through now. But have you seen it yet, Ryan? Have you watched it? I don't know if you'd been.
No, not yet. This week I've been watching the stuff you told me about last week. So
yeah, gotcha. Okay,
I haven't put Reacher on there yet. Not yet.
Cool. No worries. I just figured I'd ask because it's like I'm enjoying. I'm just still surprised. Like, man, Shannon, like this is like really what he enjoyed. I thought he'd be like turned off by some of the story.
It's a crime drama too, though, right?
Yeah. A lot of like trying to solve the crime. Yeah, trying to figure out what's going on and like it's a little bit of thriller and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. I'm enjoying it, but I gotta finish it off here. Me and the wife actually been. I would be through Reacher already, but me and the wife have been watching some other stuff. I watched this animated cartoon called OK KO Let's Go Heroes, something like that. It's a Cartoon Network joint. Okay. Yeah, and it's just like it's really for kids, but it's like, it has some adult elements in there, some jokes that obviously adults would understand more than kids, but it's kind of a fun series. It's kind of like this little kid who's it's pretty much this little fantasy world. Everybody's a hero. Everybody has like superpowers, and he's like a young little kid trying to build himself up. He wants to be the best hero in the world, whatever. But he's only like, they don't really reveal his age. He says he's between 6 and 11, and that's like one of the jokes in the series. Like, you don't really know how old he is, but he's like, he's so tiny. But he kind of looks like he's voiced by the actor that does the voice for Gohan on Dragon Ball Z. So he sounds just like that character. But he's like he's really just training. He's working in this hero store that they sell like hero supplies and like electric like laser swords and like capes and like all this random gear. And just him and like a couple other people that work in the shop, and they're just trying to like go through their everyday life, and then they deal with like a bunch of zaniness or whatever. But we've been watching a little bit of that. And then I think I already mentioned it already, but I finished off some of the We're All Dead on the Netflix. I started like the first 5 minutes. I'm gonna watch the rest of it maybe later tonight or something. But I started the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Netflix. They have like a new like recent version of it, like I guess updated. I guess more like it might be kind of like a sequel a little bit, but from
So
the
is it a
old one.
movie or is it a series?
It's a movie. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't seen it.
How many times are they gonna remake that?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Leatherface was real though, right? It's based upon a real story, right?
I don't know.
I think that actually happened. Like obviously they took liberties or whatever, but I believe that's a true, like it's not a myth.
I have to look into it. I don't know enough of the background, but
See,
yeah.
Shannon's monitor light lit up.
Yeah, it's like, hold on, let me look at this.
He's like, I'm on it. I believe so though. I don't think that's a myth. I think that's like something happened. Dude was wearing people's faces.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. It definitely sounds like at the very least it happened at some point in society, in history.
It's super sad. Like, at some point.
Yeah, at some point, yeah. It does not surprise me at all.
So
somebody's wearing Smile's face.
It's a little bit of truth in it, but they do take some liberties, right? So it's apparently, let's see, the character of Leatherface and minor story details were inspired by the crimes of murderer Ed Gein. Its plot is largely fictional, though.
Gotcha.
Like, it's based off this murderer Ed Gein, Gein. Okay,
so he was a murderer and not a serial killer. They both murder people, but
I mean, so it's
usually like if you're a serial killer, they actually put like, and then you gotta have the middle initial. You gotta have your full name on there.
He's a serial killer because he had several victims between the years of 1954 and 1957 in Plainfield, Wisconsin. So it wasn't in Texas either. It was Plainfield, Wisconsin.
Oh wow, okay. Because it's always in Texas, right? Every movie's in Texas.
Texas changed something, yeah.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna check that out. It seems, I watched a little bit of it because it was late at night. I was like, I'm a little too tired to watch this whole thing, but I just wanted to kind of start it off and see how the intro looked. But because it kind of started off with this like group of pretty much look like victims, like young kids, like going into this like ghost town, like on their own, like just like four of them. Like, oh, I want to, and they're actually investigating because I guess, like I said, I think it's a sequel, so they're kind of like investigating. Like, we heard about this Texas chainsaw massacre that happened here years ago. We want to learn all about it. And like the typical, like, what are these idiots doing? Why are they trying to investigate this murder scene? Like, they're like, oh, they never found the killer, did they? Oh man, maybe we should look into it ourselves, or like, let's see all the mystery behind it. Like, what happened? and
then like idiots, they're like, yeah, okay, we can't find them. Okay, we're gonna go out on this boat on Crystal Lake. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
we're gonna figure
exactly
it out one way or the other.
No. Yeah. So it's but at the same time, I kind of like it. Kind of entertains me. Like, just it's one of those movies where you can kind of shake your head and be like, it's like, why would you go into that, that dark room with nobody, no lights on, no defenses, no flashlight, no guns or nothing to defend yourself, and you just like, it's kind of one of those fun type movies. So I'm interested in seeing it, see how it plays out. But yeah. Besides that, though, I haven't really been into much at all this week. I've been doing a lot of work, been kind of busy with some of the work efforts, but besides that, just been enjoying time with the wife and playing some games on the side and watching movies. But how about you, Shannon? Have you been getting into too much this week?
No, so like not necessarily from the entertainment standpoint, which I have, but like I had a little of an eventful week. Like I had a pothole earlier in the week. I had to replace my tire, but I couldn't find any winter tires for my vehicle. So my vehicle has not a weird, but an uncommon tire size. So like I went looking for like winter tires, right? And it's so late in the season, nobody's manufacturing them or sending them to warehouses or anything like that. So it's like, man, this sucks, right? So like I'm not trying
to get you. You need 4 tires.
No, I'm not. I didn't even do that. So like I took one of my summer tires out of storage. So I got 3 winter tires and 1 summer tire on there now. I'm like, look, if I can only find summer tires for my car now, I'm not going to pay for another one when I already have 4 good ones sitting there.
Man, you give me a flashback. I remember that now. I remember putting my snow tires when I lived in Alaska in the crawl space as storage.
Yeah.
Every year I had to put those tires down there. That's why I live in Florida.
There you go. But yeah, so that was a little bit of an event, right? So, and it was the front driver's side. So I took one of the winter tires from the back and put that on the front, and then put the spare on the back one until I had the tire replaced. But yeah, it sucked. I was just like, oh man, this is terrible. But it makes sense, right? Like they're making all their summer tires or all seasons or whatever and putting those out there in the warehouses and whatnot. So but yeah, that was a little bit of an event earlier in the week. I watched Peacemaker. I finished up Peacemaker this week, man, and it was something else, man. Like I didn't realize James Gunn was such an environmentalist. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
like the way they ended.
Right. I think this is how he had to wrap it up. He was like, I got to find a reason for them to be here.
Yeah.
and,
I'm like, okay.
When that, did you finish it, LeVon?
I haven't started it. Yeah, I have to check it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. You're like, wow, okay, that took a hard turn that way. Like, I got it. I guess I don't know, but yeah, Peacemaker. What else did I watch? I watched some more of this TV show, Abbott Elementary. I don't know if you guys have seen this before. It's written by.
I've seen commercials.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
How did I see commercial? I did see a bunch of commercials for it. I don't know where I've been seeing commercials at. YouTube, maybe?
Could be.
Yeah.
That show's kind of funny. It's got a Quinta Brunson is the star in it. She's also the one that created it. She was from, if you ever watched Black Lady Sketch Show, she was on the first season of Black Lady Sketch Show. But yeah, been watching that. I watched a documentary today that's called The Tinder Swindler on Netflix.
Oh yeah,
I've seen this. Look, I'm
seen the thumbnail.
I'm not trying to victim shame, but I don't know how some of these women fall for this. You know what I mean? Like he took some of these women for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I'm just like, how can you claim you are a billionaire son and then be like, hey, like I need this amount of money or whatever? And they go into all of it, right? But I'm like, yo, could you just go to your dad and be like, hey dad, look, I got enemies, you know what I mean? Look, because like he spun some tales that I was just like, nah, no way. No way. You know what I mean? But these ladies were just like, yeah, I'll take out a loan. I'll let you use my credit card. They had one lady on there that he was using her credit card and she would have to pretend like she was at the places where he was going so that the charges could go through. You know what I mean? So he had to send her the amounts on what he was spending, this, that, and the third. And I was just like, wow. But yeah, the Tinder Swindler, man, it's crazy. I was just like, wow, man, that's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, watched a comedy special. Ali Wong is her name. I don't know if you guys know Ali Wong.
Yeah, but I saw the one where she was pregnant.
So she was pregnant in the first two. So the first two, she was pregnant.
I don't know what was in.
She was pregnant in the first two, but she's not pregnant in this one. But it's hilarious, man. It's funny. But yeah, she also she did a movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw her in a movie because after I saw her special, she had a movie on Netflix, right?
Yeah,
where she's like a chef.
Yes, always.
Yeah,
always
I've seen it. Yeah,
maybe. Yeah. So
yeah, I like
it. She's funny. She really is. But yeah, she talked a little bit about that in the special and whatnot. But yeah, watch that. What I say, Peacemaker, Righteous Gemstones. I watched that, man. Yeah, I'm telling you, like if you guys get a chance, Righteous Gemstones is just hilarious to me, man. Like some of the stuff that happens, you got to suspend disbelief as usual, right? But I'm just like, man, who would do this? Who would do these guys are doing? But yeah, I watched that. But yeah, for the most part, just a little bit of TV watching. But yeah, not much other than that I can think of. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
How about you, Ryan?
So I started LeVon's recommendation. So I started and finished Hellbound. It's the six part. Hilarious. Yes. Is like it's just over the top. It's like they just come out of the ground and just beat you to death.
Yeah, so great.
They only need one, but they send three.
Yeah, they send three, like for some average Joes, like and women and babies and kids or whatever.
Yeah, just a regular dude. Got three Hulks come out the ground and beat him down for a long time. It's not like one punch, one hitter quitter. Like they beat this dude up for like a good 5 minutes. before they kill you and send you to hell. It's like that's too much.
Yeah,
that's too much.
Right.
But it was really good though. And then it goes into religion, because people form religions around it because they saw something that's horrifying and miraculous at the same time. So it's definitely an interesting take only 6 episodes. But then I started We Are All Dead. Is the South Korean zombie flick, and of course it's in a high school. I'm halfway done. I want to say I'm to the part where the twist just happened. So wherever that's at, like it's either episode 5 or 6. It's like 12 episodes total. So it definitely interesting. I yell at the screen a lot because these kids are dumb. So I do a whole lot of yelling at the screen. Like, don't go there. Go. Yeah. What are you doing? So definitely, it's a different take on a zombie flick. And I sent you guys a clip.
That's right.
Hilarious. Because her legs wasn't working when she was a zombie, so she only could use her arms.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Like she's on a surfboard.
Yeah, she was getting it in.
Like
definitely hilarious.
Wakeboarding, whatever you call it. Yeah.
No anime or anything like that. A couple weeks ago, I forgot to mention that I watched the Macbeth with Denzel. I watched that on Apple TV. It really good. So obviously it's slightly adapted, slightly. Like I remember, like I haven't read Macbeth since they made me read it in grade school or whatever. I don't like Shakespearean language. I get there's a lot of symbolism and poetry and stuff like that, but I don't want to have to read something 4 times to interpret it. But I have not watched Macbeth since that same time frame, because they made us read it and then they made us watch it and I was already done with it. But so I watching it as an adult, where you get context through action. I actually liked it. Like it's still Shakespearean or whatever, but you put an actor that I actually know in it, and then they have a very diverse colorblind cast. So you got dudes representing Scotland, obviously not Scottish. So that also kept me entertained. And a lot of actors I've seen in other things, so they're really getting it in. One of them was, oh man, I can't remember his name now. It'll come back to me. I'm terrible with names, but Denzel's in it. And then what is the actor's name? It's a black male actor. Oh man, it'll come back to me. But I thought he did a really good job with it. Even though it's shot in 4:3 monochrome, it has a lot of good effects in it as well. And I don't know, I liked it. Would I watch it again? No. But the one time through, I enjoyed it. I was like, okay, Denzel did his thing. All right. He said he always wanted to do it. And he only takes roles he wants to do. So, it is what it is. But definitely enjoyable.
Corey Hawkins, that was Macduff. Is that who you're talking
Yes. About? Yeah. Yep. But yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. So I would recommend, if you have a couple hours, it's pretty long. And you actually like, either the actors or you like Shakespeare. But again, I enjoyed it, even though I'm not really big into the Shakespearean language. Like I like the modernized takes on these things, because we just watched Station 11. Me and LeVon were talking about it, and that's basically Macbeth. And I enjoyed it because it's modern, right? It's a modern take on it. But this is definitely not that. But it was good. It was definitely good. But then currently, I was going to watch a movie. I remember I said I was going to watch it. I did not watch it. We discussed it in the chat. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to watch that.
The samurai one? Was that the one?
Yeah, the samurai one. I still haven't watched it yet. I'm definitely going to watch it. But today they're playing Uncharted at the theater, so I'm going to go watch that. See what Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg can do to. I really like the franchise, so I'm pretty interested. So I'm going to go watch that. I think it's this afternoon.
Is it a video game?
Yeah, Uncharted is a game series. There's 4 games, right?
Okay.
Yeah, 4 games in Uncharted.
I think so.
It started on the PS3. You can play the first 2 on PS3, and then the rest were on PS4. They just had dropped a remaster on the PS5. I think you might actually enjoy it. It's got a lot of action. The first game, not so much, but it's kind of like Nathan Drake is pretty much Indiana Jones / Lara Croft. And then just each game, it gets more and more, not Fast and Furious, but there's some stuff. There's a train scene in the second game is amazing. but everybody would have been dead. But he's the hero, so like he finds a way. He always survives, what have you. But very good, well executed games. Again, the first one is, I would say, the most boring of the series, but every game after that has just more and more action. You got the Indiana Jones, like driving motorcycles through crowded bazaars and stuff like that while shooting bad guys. Like they really do a good job.
Yeah.
And then the raiding of tombs, like Lara Croft back in the day. So like if you're playing in the new Tomb Raiders, those mechanically are more like Uncharted. So Uncharted stole from Tomb Raider, then Tomb Raider stole from Uncharted. But they're always good games, like good quips. Like the voice actors just do a really good job with the characters, and the graphics are amazing. So I can only imagine on the PS5, the remasters are probably like immaculate. So I would definitely check it out if you haven't. But I hear the movie's okay, because they had to take liberties, right? So like when I watched the trailer for the movie, I literally saw scenes from 3 different games. So I'm just like, they're just gonna rearrange. They're gonna remix some stuff, and people don't like that. But why would I want to go to see a movie of a game I already played? You know what I mean? I already put hundreds of hours in this. I don't want to see it again. Like, show me something a little bit different. So
I didn't even know it was based off a video game series, but I'm really not that big of a Wahlberg fan either, though. Honestly, so it's not like he was really, getting me on there. Now he does have his moments, because in the other guys, like, that was pretty cool.
That's the first one I was thinking of.
It's him trying to be funny, though, right? So it's just like, okay, I can deal with that. But yeah, for the most part, though, the stuff he does, I'm like, all right. I mean, he's making his money, he's doing his thing, and he's getting rolled, but just not for me.
Yeah, it's definitely a good fit, though. So he's playing Sully. It's like the father figure of the main character, like, but he's a thief. So it's not the best of father figures. So I think the casting wise, I think they did a good job.
Now, is he playing?
See what Tom
Sully?
Holland does.
He's playing
Sully.
Oh, I thought he was playing like his brother. He's playing Tom Holland.
No. So I don't even know if that's going to come into play in this one,
okay.
right? But again, they're remixing stuff, so because his brother didn't pop into like the third game or whatever. But yeah, Tom Holland is Nathan Drake, which I think is actually really good casting, and then Sully is Mark Wahlberg, and I don't know who's playing some of the other characters, but it'll be fun. Like they showed a scene from one of the games. I can't remember if it was the third one, with the him falling out of the plane. That was fun to play. So I can only imagine what they do with it on on the big screen. But if you play the games, you're put in some situations where like everyone would die, but you make it happen.
Yeah, I'm kind of I'm not rushing to see this one. I mean, it looks, like you said, looks okay. I heard the reviews seem to be kind of like on the same wavelength, but it's I'm probably gonna wait for it to be like streamable, or maybe like a red box or something like that. So I can I'm not like hopping into the theater to see this one, even though I really like the games, and like you described them, where they're very good, very action packed. They have very like the cinematography in the games themselves are pretty amazing, and like and action sequences. But I'm not 100%. I really like Tom Holland, but I'm not 100% sold on him being Nathan Drake.
Oh, being Nathan Drake.
Yeah. And I know it's like, I don't know, what are they gonna put like I'm used to seeing Nathan Drake older as well. I mean, I know he has like in the game you could play him like younger too, but like really young, much younger than Tom Holland, if I remember correctly. But I know they're kind of like taking liberties there. But I don't know. I'll watch it eventually.
You think of him as Spider-Man, and he's a teenager.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. That's true. Yeah, I think of his Spider-Man character. That's what I kind of know. Yeah, he's kind of typecast.
He's actually he was the only Spider-Man who looked age appropriate.
Right.
I don't know, man. Tobey Maguire looked like a little kid. Maybe not.
Watch that movie again, and you can be like, "Yo, he's obviously 30, going to high school with these kids."
Right.
In the third one, I can see that, right? Where it's like, you look way older than a college age.
His life was rough.
Right.
I have to watch it again, man.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, I'm not expecting too much out of the movie, but I just want to have it's just a fun time. Like what I really wanted to watch this weekend was Murder on the Nile. I'm very mad that they only played it once, and they played that Will You Marry Me twice. Like nobody wants to see that. Owen Wilson. No one wants to see that.
Dang. Yeah.
You like Shane like J-Lo though.
I don't think they're watching for Owen. Yeah, you know.
No, man, like garbage. It's probably a good movie too, but I'm just hating because I wanted to see because Murder on the Nile looks so good. I like those movies like Murder on the Orient,
Express,
Knives Out, like those type of murder mysteries that have a lot of murder in them. So I'm like, yeah, I want to see that, but maybe it'll come back.
So, LeVon, something you were saying earlier reminded me of something else I watched that I did not think was good. Was The King's Man. I watched that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the one I was on. Yes, there it is.
I put that in
King's
my queue.
Man.
Yeah.
You told me to watch it, but
you're gonna be
Shan don't like it.
You're gonna be disappointed.
I saw the reviews; they didn't like it. So
have you watched the other two Kingsman movies?
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, I think the first one is still the best one that they've done. I think it actually is in the order 1, 2, 3. Like 2 was lesser, and then 3 was lesser than that. Even I'm just like, oh man.
Yeah, I think the was it the second one where he got into the fight at the church?
No, that was the first one.
Is the first one still okay? Yes, the first one's far superior.
Yeah.
And then the second one.
Yeah. Every time I hear
that was a long fight.
Every time I hear Freebird now, that's what I think about. Every time I hear Freebird, I think about that scene.
Right, but that's weird though, because I also have a weird Freebird. Whenever I hear the song, I think of Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and I'm riding a motorcycle holding a katana, shouting people up as I ride by him. That's Freebird for me. That's hilarious. But yeah, I'm not expecting too much out of the movie. We'll see. The King's Man, I'd probably never watch it, but it is streaming on HBO Max, so I don't have an excuse. I could watch it, but even the trailer, I was just like, man.
Yeah, that's what I said, and I didn't realize like it came. And you got to think about it. It came out to the streaming services quick. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, like, it really did.
I was telling my wife, I was like, this got to the streaming services quick, and it's playing on like 3 different ones, I think, because it's on Hulu too. So it's on Hulu, HBO Max, and one of the other ones. I can't remember. So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, aside from that, I'm also I decided on the game. So I did go with the Pokemans. I don't know if you can see that right there. Like, yeah, I'm almost 40. Whatever. Like last time I played Pokemon, I was a child.
Pokemon. Yeah.
I was playing blue, right? When they just came in colors, red and blue.
Yep.
I was playing blue. I actually enjoyed it. And this was open world, so it feels like Breath of the Wild, but there's Pokemon just roaming around, right? So I'm like crossing the grass, like trying to capture them all. Some of them get mad and they attack you. Like you literally can be ran over by a Pokemon if you piss it off. I'm like, yeah, I like this.
What's the name of this game? It sounds like the one my son is playing right now.
Pokemon Legends Arceus.
No, I don't think that's it. But
yeah, I was just in the middle of the field trying to catch a Pokemon, and one ran up behind me, me right over. It was like, I was like, that's what you would expect, right? They're out there in the wild, like you out here think you're just gonna walk around, like usually it's like an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old just roaming around the field, catch Pokemon. Like, no, it's real out here. Like you might just get punched in the back of the head. So I like it.
You like it?
They jump up on you like Ghetto Bill in the video.
I like it. I like it. It's and it's not crazy. Like you could pick it up and put it down, right? So like I work late a lot of nights, and I want to unwind, right? But as opposed to just watching a TV show and falling asleep in my chair, I can actually play something that's not too competitive, that's not going to stress me out, like a Halo or something like that, or a Call of Duty. So it's gonna make me upset before I go to bed.
Right.
Just roam around this field, catch some Pokemon real quick, and then go to bed. So
yeah,
that's pretty much it for my week, man. Just trying to enjoy this weekend now.
When you were showing off your Nintendo Switch, I saw that you had the Metroid on there. I don't think you talked about that one. Have you played it yet?
No, so I downloaded the demo. So I've never been good at Metroid. That's my dirty secret. Like Metroidvanias in general, I'm terrible at because I have a very terrible sense of direction, and these maps are humongous, and you have to remember you get to a place and you can't access it because you don't have whatever tool or whatever. And then later on, you're gonna find that tool and you have to get back to that place. Like same thing with Ori the Blind Forest. I had to stop playing it. I got lost. Like I could not figure out how to progress. So it's stressful. Like I'm terrible with real life directions, let alone in-game directions. Like
especially
Resident
those
Evil,
type of games. Yeah.
I love Resident Evil. I will get lost in that mansion every single time. Every single time. Like people are like, oh, I beat the game in an hour. Like once you do a speed run, like it still takes me 4 or 5 hours because I'm like, what wing of the building am I in right now? Like how do I get from point A to point B? I'm terrible.
Yeah, I've had those situations too. I mean, it happens every now and then, especially those type of games like you describing, like the Ori and the and Metroid and what's the other one that came out? I forgot the name of it, but just kind of like you're trying to find trying to put the puzzle together, trying to find a little key for the access point. You find a key like on the other side of the map, and you're like, dang, where do I have to go? I have to go like opposite side of the map somewhere in this random cove that had that little cave that I can get to with the key. But yeah, I don't know. Takes some. I guess it takes a little bit of practice or whatever. A little bit of I don't know. You got to maybe take some notes if you play the game. Like, hey, let me put a note here.
Terrible my whole life. But so you remember when we were kids, you would get like a Nintendo Power and it would give you the full map of a game.
Yeah.
So you could literally have a physical representation that you could unfold, and then you would use that.
I remember those.
From point A to point B. I remember they had one for Resident Evil, and I used that to get through the mansion. They don't do that anymore. Like I guess they expect you to have like a tablet or something sitting next to you. It's just not the same. It doesn't help me find my way.
YouTube is here for us now for all that stuff, man. If you can't
find it
is on YouTube. Somebody's figured it out, put it out there. This is how you get.
And I do that. I go to a walkthrough, but people talk too much, man. I'd say that on the podcast. They want to talk about it. Like it's like when you look up a recipe and they're telling you about their childhood and how they man, the rolling hills of Italy and pick the berries and man, listen, is it a half a cup or 2 cups or what?
What is the temperature I baked this at? Like, what are we doing here?
Let's get to it, right? I'm hungry. But yeah, I enjoy those games though. Don't get me wrong. Like, I still play Resident Evil. Like I stopped playing Resident Evil. Is it 7? The first one that was rebuilt from the first person perspective. I think it was 7, or was it 8? Because Village just came out. It was the one before Village. I started playing that and I literally got lost. It was because they had me in a dark cabin and I could not figure out where the exit was at. I was like, this is too realistic. I quit.
Right.
But one day I'll go back. But yeah, I'm having a terrible time with games with big maps. Like the Pokemon game is open world, but it's a hub world. So you go from your village and then it has camps, and you can fast travel to the different camps to get you to the area that has the mission or the Pokemon that you're trying to capture, whatever. Like it's very kid friendly. I was like, I need that.
Right.
I need like big mile markers to show me where to go. What were you about to say, LeVon?
Yeah, so like it's funny, like I know what game you're talking about here. I just put it up on Nintendo's website, kind of look it over a little bit. And I remember I was watching the Digital Foundry. They did a thing about Horizon Zero Dawn, which is like that's the latest greatest thing where PS5 game came out just like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
But they just put up they're describing the technical aspects of Horizon, and then they brought up a picture of like Pokemon games, open world, because they're both like open world. And it's like it kind of like look like night and day when you really like sit them next to each other. You see like this gorgeous like background of Horizon, and then you see like Pokemon is like all simple, kind of like a everything. It looks good, but it's just like have them next to each other looks like dirt. Looks like dirt when you compare it to like the Horizon. But it's a nice looking game. You can collect the Pokemon and all this kind of stuff. But that just made me kind of laugh when I saw that little clip.
Yeah, I think they'll never be Horizon Zero Dawn quality. That's never been. Nintendo doesn't go for that, but I think because it's been an ever going evolution. So like I didn't play anything in between. Like so Pokemon games have been coming out for like over 20 years.
Right.
But I played those and I kind of aged out of it. And I always saw them and I'm like, that's interesting. But then you see some of the Pokemon, you're like, that's a chandelier. It's not even an animal. Like you're not even trying anymore. So like when I played, it was 151 or whatever. And,
right.
Now there's like over 500 different types or whatever.
Yeah.
But when I saw this one, I saw the kid running around the field and whatnot. I was like, I don't know. I want to play that.
Mhm.
So I had a coworker play it and show me, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of fun. And then I won a gift card. I went to a tournament, got the break speed off of me, but I still walked away with a gift card, and I used the gift card to buy it. So been rocking with it for a couple of days now. But I definitely do want to play Horizon Forbidden West, but I never beat Zero Dawn. I have not beat that game yet.
Do you have to play them in order to get the story, or how does that work?
For the Pokemon?
Horizon.
Oh, I was like, I don't know.
I heard that. I read a review. I watched a review, and they said that you'll be missing out on a lot if you haven't played the first one, because I guess it continues on the story and stuff like that, and kind of builds off of it.
Okay, I saw a commercial for it. It looked beautiful. I was like, man, that would look good on my PS5.
Yeah. It looks sharp. Yeah.
The first one is still stunning, and I think isn't there a PS5 patch for the first one?
I think so. I think there is. Yeah. Like higher frame rates or something like that.
Yeah, higher frame rate or whatever. So I would recommend it. I just it's one of those games where you have to, when you learn the systems, you have to keep playing. I kept having breaks between plays, and then I would forget how the systems worked. So I'm like, I don't even know what to do with this trap to catch certain robot dinosaurs or whatever. But the game was gorgeous. Like I didn't stop playing it because it was not a good game. You have to be consistent with it, at least for me. Because I saw a review for the second one. They're like, the dude was like, this is a good complaint, but he was like, there's too many weapons. He was like, and they're all good. But he was like, if you don't use them, you forget what their use is for. So he was like, it's an abundance of good mechanics. I'm just like, I'm not there right now in my life. I'm like, because I might put Pokemon down for a week or two and then pick it back up, right? But it's still the same thing, like throwing Pokeballs.
Right. Same mechanics and everything.
Yeah, same mechanics. They don't change.
I definitely understand that, because this past week I only did it for like 5 minutes and I was like, nah, I'm not doing this anymore. I threw what was it, Arkham Knight back in the PS5 just to see.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I was like, man, I forgot all these controls, man. Like I had called the car to me accidentally when I was fighting. I was like, okay, it's not right. You know what I mean? Like I was doing all this stuff. I was like, okay, I don't remember all this. I mean, I went and I looked at the controls, but I was like, oh yeah, then you got the wheel with all the gadgets and all this. And I was like, oh yeah,
it's a lot going on.
Right.
You're playing on PS5?
Yeah.
Because it was beautiful on when I was playing on the PS4. Like, what does it look like on the PS5?
It looked good. I couldn't really tell. Like I said, it was literally like 5 minutes. Like I didn't go anywhere that had like good lighting or anything like that. Like it was a good 5 minutes of doing it, and I was just like, all right, I have definitely forgotten how this is. Maybe I'll pick it up another time. But that was like earlier in the week. I haven't picked it up since. I was just like, okay,
gotcha.
But yeah,
it was pretty, but it kind of chugged a little bit. Like you get in a Batmobile and you start smashing through stuff, and then for me anyway, because I didn't have a PS4 Pro, I just had the default one, right? So every now and then it would hitch a little bit, like it was trying to catch up.
Gotcha.
So that was the only drawback, though. But the game was gorgeous. So I was like, to be honest, like, did you beat it? Did you beat Arkham? What was it, Arkham Knight?
Arkham Knight, yeah. I did, but I did, like, when I put it back in, it was at like 97% because I didn't get all of the
all the Riddler. Yeah, it's like 1 billion Riddler trophies.
Yeah,
so I'm not going back to that. I'm not doing that. Yeah. But no, I was gonna. The reason I asked if you beat it, like for me, the hardest boss in the entire game was the Batmobile. That was the enemy of the entire game. I hated it. I always wanted it, and they gave it to me, and I was like, I hate it.
Yeah, it sucked a little bit. I hate that you had the mandatory races you had to do and whatnot, especially some of the mazes that the Riddler had. I was just like, oh man, like I gotta go up this wall and around. Like,
right. I gotta get the Batmobile going upside down.
And I remember that.
Build this.
Yeah.
How did he have time to build this?
I do remember that too.
Man, that Batmobile. I was like, man, I can't wait to play with the Batmobile. And then you get it, you're just like, this is not. It's not that it's not mechanically sound. It's just like the environment's not built for you to drive this tank through, right? It's normal city streets. You got a whole tank with a turn on top. I was just like, it turns into it. It turns into a tank. And it goes
right.
Attack mode or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't enjoy the mechanic at all, but the game was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun with those games. I played all of them as well. And
I didn't play the first one. Well, I didn't play the first one, and I didn't play Origins, which was not by Rocksteady, right?
Yeah, that was the oh man, who was that? Who did Origins? Because they're not a bad development studio, but it's not the same studio. They didn't even use the same Batman voice. They used a different Batman to do it. So it's not considered
well, he's younger at that time too, right? It's like year one Batman. So
yeah, but it's not considered part of the continuity. Like when Rocksteady dropped the bundle, they didn't put that game in. Was kind of a slight to the other team. Like, oh, we just not canon. Like, well, we ain't make it, so it's not part of the bundle.
Yeah, because it was Asylum, City, and Night, right? Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Knight.
And that was my favorite, to be honest with you.
Which one?
Like all the other games were gorgeous and whatnot, but I thought Asylum was my favorite. I don't know. It's just something about like it played better for me when you were in the asylum. Like when you were confined to spaces, it played better. Like it just felt more like a Batman game. But like the swinging and whatnot was cool once you got on the outside or whatever, but it just was never as fun to me as just being in the asylum and just walking to a room with a bunch of characters and just beating the hell out of everybody. Like a room of 20 dudes, you just walk in and whoop everybody out.
Right.
I don't know how you get that game to last that long, right? Because it's like there's probably only like 100 inmates in this prison.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Right.
Like, how does that work? I never played it though, right? I never played Asylum, but I saw the reviews were good, and City came out, so I started at City, and I was just like, man, this is awesome. And then Night came out, I was like, okay, I'm on that. But I didn't jump on Origins though. I think it was because it was a different studio. And like the graphics looked a little different too. Like when I is it
Blackgate? Was that the studio? That comes to mind for some reason. I think it's Blackgate. But yeah, it's just it didn't review as high. People didn't like it because it wasn't a Rocksteady. But I hear like if you actually play it though, it's actually a pretty good campaign. But again, I'd like the Asylum. Like it was more intimate. But at the same token, it goes back to my issue with directions. Like I would get lost all the time. The game was way longer than it had to be when I played it, because I'm like, where the hell like how do I get from A to B? Like how do I do that? Like what vents do I need to crawl through? So it took me a long time to get through that game.
Well, I was just trying to do all the side stuff too, right? So like I'm not like usually if I do a game, I try to do the side stuff as much as possible, right? But it got very repetitive with Arkham Knight, right? Because there's so many trophies, there's so many different things and whatnot you go through. Right. It's like, you know what I mean? I was like, all right, forget about it. Let me just go ahead and finish this up. But
yeah, they need to drop another one, but they're still working on Suicide Squad, which got pushed back. I think they got pushed back to 2023. I think it got pushed out the whole year because it's going to drop this year.
I didn't even know they were doing a game.
Oh, it's good. Nice. Like the trailer, it looks real good. It's basically Justice League, or it's basically Suicide Squad versus Justice League. Is it Brainiac or I can't remember who it is, but basically they've taken over all of the Justice Leagues that are all evil. So they send in Task Force X to kill the Justice League. And has watch the trailer. It's real dark. Like it's funny, but then there's a scene at the very end of the trailer that's real dark. I'm gonna put in the chat. You're just like, ooh. But you know there's certain characters I love to not be wholesome. So I was like, I'm gonna play that. But it's been pushed back for years now. So they showed another trailer at the Game Awards, I want to say, and said it was going to drop this year. And then a couple of weeks ago, they were like, it ain't coming out to 2023. So I don't know if it's just COVID keeps pushing it back, or it's just not mechanically sound or whatever. But it's got Harley Quinn, Boomerang, King Shark, and Deadshot. And I think you can flip between all of them.
So are they doing it like, is it a setup like Injustice to where like you can play like one-on-one against someone else, but it also has a campaign, or is it?
No, it's a campaign. It looks like the same DNA from their Batman games, but more open and a lot more characters for you to play as.
Okay. All right.
And much more violent, right? So they had to. I think that's a primer for having the infection, whatever, because you're not killing people, you're killing, non-humans or whatever.
That's it. Yeah.
So you can't just be gunning down civilians in a Warner Brothers game, right? Even though Batman did kill those people with the Batmobiles I drove around. Okay, you can have the shock animation all you want to, but I still hit them doing 150. So
and there's no way when you're knocking people off the building they ain't dying, right? Like it's
right.
That reminds you like the Spider-Man games that do the same thing when you knock people off the building, and all of a sudden some random like web like attaches them to the wall. Like
right. Like who did that?
Who did that? Wait a minute.
Who did that? Because I just
killed that man. Yeah, I kicked that man off the building. He's dead.
Oh man,
those are some good games. I got to play the Spider-Man games too. So as soon as I get home to my PS5, man, I gotta go through all these games again. Cause I didn't play Miles Morales at all, and I never finished the first.
Oh, you didn't play that one?
Man. I didn't finish the first Spider-Man either. Nope.
Oh wow, you didn't finish. What's going on,
I got a humongous catalog of good games, like not even junk, like good games I got to finish. So I'm excited.
You talk about me dusting off my PS5, man. You haven't even played any games.
I'm not playing it.
No, you got your family playing it.
It's getting played. Like, right. I saw they dropped off some more Series S's, so those are still out in the wild. Like there's a booth of them. So they got plenty, but still I've never seen a PS5 on the shelf, and I've never seen a Series X in life. Like never seen one. Like, have you seen one in the store yet? Have you walked into like a Target and seen a Series X?
Not in stores. Yeah.
Never seen one.
It's still hard to come by though.
Yeah. But now I'm hoping if I do get a hold of one, I get a hold of the Halo one. Like if I waited this long, give me the nice one.
Right.
So there's that.
Yeah, that one does look good.
But I think I'll wrap this one up. So thank you, Shannon. Thank you, LeVon. Great week. Definitely tune in. Monday, we discuss the fertility clinic on the data breach. Tuesday, we discuss the 2021's greatest hits. Go over the stats of data breaches and how much it costs per minute. It's really good stuff. Like how healthcare is almost twice as much per minute as anybody else when it comes to the expense of a data breach. It's crazy stats. Wednesday, we discussed the fears of CTOs being fired for disclosing breaches and just the lack of transparency there. It's a good one. No Ask Assist P this week. And then obviously you just listen to the rundown. So every week we discuss everything else. So definitely tune in for us next week. Hit up the YouTube. So the other side of the firewall where you can watch our videos. If you're listening to us, continue to listen to us on your platform of choice. We're on 6 different audio platforms. Our top one being Anchor, Spotify, and our most listened to being Apple Podcasts. So if you're an Apple listener like me, like all great people are, listen to us there. On Spotify, we're audio and video on the podcast. And then obviously if, a lot of people come from LinkedIn. So I put all the videos on LinkedIn. And we're going to start having videos on a Facebook group called Tech Connectors. So definitely check that out. I almost said hit up the website. Don't hit up the website. I'm going to take that thing down. But you can hit me up personally. I'm at RyRy Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy. You can find me on LinkedIn, Clubhouse, Twitter, and TikTok. And you, LeVon?
Yeah, you can hit me up on the Twitters at LeVon Maynard.
There it is. Stay safe. Stay secure.
Take care.